welcome back to my lair. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than my normal videos. Now, my normal videos, I am either in my bed or in my car talking to you guys and giving you guys advice, fitness tips, diet hacks, mindset tips, whatever it may be, teaching you how to live the life you want to live. But today, the advice is going to be coming from a little bit of a different place. Today, the advice is going to be coming from, well, the chodas. So, I hope you guys are just excited for this video as I am, because it's going to be a fun video to record. I might record some of it on my brand new iPhone 17 that I got quite a few days ago, and today is the... what day is it? It's the 21st. Is it the 21st? It is. It's the 21st. So, I'm cool. I got the new phone. It's blue. And I got a purple phone case to match my midnight purple AMG. Pretty fun. But besides that rambling, it is time to ingest the goodies. Now, YouTube, these are lion's mane. But for now, let's open the package. While I do have to be at work in about 6 hours, I'm only going to take some of these, but enough to be able to spit the Gandhi type advice. So, here it is. Each of these gummies are half a gram, so I think we are going to do probably 4 gummies today. And they are pineapple flavored, so they taste pretty yummy. Now, I do have to help my girlfriend set up her new phone over text, so I'm eating 2 now, and then I will have the other 2 when that is done, and when we are talking, whenever the first 2 hit. So, I will be back. Okay, we are back now. It has been 30 minutes since I ingested the Magic Lion's Mane. So far, feeling pretty good, just vibing. Today, I think what we're going to be talking about is why you can't seem to do anything in your life. You can't accomplish any goals. So you have no motivation, you have no drive, and you're kind of just coasting through life, allowing the waves to push you through, and just kind of seeing what happens. And although you might feel chill, and you might think that, you know, it's just cool to do whatever, you know deep down inside that you really don't feel that good, and you really don't like the way life is treating you right now. You probably look at yourself in the mirror and don't like the person that is standing there looking back at you. So, we're going to fix that. How? By you watching this video to the end, and not going and scrolling on some other bullshit. And if I didn't mention before, we are now in the red room. That way I can get a little bit better natural melatonin production before I go to sleep, but we are all done with everything else. Look at these things, they're so cool. If he'll focus. Eating the last one. 1.5 gram total. And I also just took some Benadryl, so I'm going to try my best to stay awake for the rest of this video. But without ado, let's get to it. So when it comes to fixing your life when you've been in a terrible situation, there's quite a few bases we need to actually cover. Because I've been in so many bad situations in life. And what I mean by that is just like time periods of my life where I just hated it. I hated myself. I hated what I was doing every day. I'd wake up and I'd be absolutely miserable. And I just really didn't want to wake up another day for days on end, months in a row, years in a row. And it wasn't until I finally started fixing things in my life that things started getting better. And that I actually woke up in the morning and was happy to be alive, thankful. And for you guys that are my longtime viewers, you know that I do my morning journaling when I wake up. And each morning, that's one of the first things I do. is I write down what I'm thankful for the day. I'm thankful that I was able to wake up today. And then I write down some of the things I'm going to do for the day. I write down when I'm going to train, what I'm going to hit there. I might write down that I'm going to post a YouTube video or what my real ideas are, my TikToks, YouTube shorts, whatever they may be. And I just cover that stuff. And then after, write down really whatever comes to my mind. Getting your thoughts down from your mind onto a piece of paper in the morning when you first wake up before you go on your phone is a huge game changer. And it doesn't really sound like much. Like it sounds stupid. And some people are like, oh, you're a dude, but you're writing in your diary? Oh, whatever. Like it's not like that. Like you literally just write down some thoughts from your mind onto a piece of paper, get it out, and you're golden for the rest of the day. It sets up the momentum for your day to propel forward. And then the next thing I do is I like to eat a decent sized breakfast. So I go and I get myself something to eat. And some days that's just a bowl of cereal because that's what I want. And some days I'll make myself a nice egg sandwich or whatever it may be that I'm having that day. Some protein oats, something that's going to fuel my body for the day, not some McDonald's or something that's just loaded with a lot of calories, a lot of fat, and that's going to weigh me down. That is not what I am intaking the first thing when I wake up in the morning. Another thing that I do that helps me a lot is I like to have some water with some lemon and sea salt in it. I don't do this every day because I don't always have sea salt and lemon with me, but whenever I do and I go buy it and I remember to at the store, every morning when I wake up, I'll have some ice water, put some sea salt in there, some lemon water in there, and that makes a pretty big difference. You're starting off the morning getting hydrated. When you're dehydrated, you feel absolutely awful. So that's another thing that's just like really important to do. And speaking on that, I've got some amazing lemonade. And if you know anything about the lion's mane, lemonade or anything acidic makes them so much better. So besides that, lemonade is just amazing. It makes it great. And if you do want to drink some lemonade, go get yourself some sugar-free lemonade. Stop buying all the drinks with sugar in it. It's like you want the sugary drink because you think it's going to taste good. And you don't want the sugar-free one because you might think it's not going to taste good or that it's worse for you. Now, while aspartame is not the best thing in the world, it's not that bad for you. And this one doesn't even have it. This one uses stevia, and it's the same price. And it's like you can get sugar-free options of literally anything that you consume right now, and that's going to make a huge difference. And the best part is it doesn't cost any more money. It's the same exact price for the sugar-free or the sugar version. And not only are you just intaking less calories, but you're not getting a glucose spike, and you're not destroying yourself. Carbs make you more hungry. Sugar is going to cause you to have a sugar spike, glucose spike, and then you're going to crash, and then you're going to be all tired after that. Stop intaking so much sugar. The hardest thing about quitting sugar too is that when you have a lot of sugar, your body starts to change and it starts to adapt to being used to a lot of sugar. So when you start to cut it out, you're going to feel really awful. You're going to start feeling a little sick, you're going to be tired, and it's going to be a little miserable. And you're going to have to get over the hump before you start feeling better. But once you do, it's going to be a game changer that you're never going to want to go back to sugar ever. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of you that watch this video that used to drink sugary energy drinks. And then once you switch to sugar-free ones, you just cannot drink the sugar ones because they taste nasty. And your body starts to realize how bad that stuff is for you. So eliminating sugar, eliminating the things that you just don't need is going to make a big difference. The next thing that's going to make the biggest difference is going to the damn gym. And if you do go to the gym already, make sure you're training efficiently. Make sure you're training effectively. And if it's possible for you, which it's pretty much possible for almost everybody, go to the gym in the morning, okay? The only reason you wouldn't be able to go to the gym in the morning is if your gym wasn't open on time for you to be able to go in the morning. And if that's the case, then you can get a membership at Anytime Fitness. Those are open 24 hours. You just scan in your key fob, and it's like, door opens up, and then you're good. You can go in there and train, and they keep the AC blasting and they keep it cold. It's just so nice in those gyms. Now, I don't have a membership there right now because there's a gym that's pretty close to my house that also has the same concept, 24 hours, buzz yourself in. So I just go there. But if you don't have that, then get an Anytime Fitness membership. They're the largest gym franchise in the world. So there's more than likely a location near you, no matter where you live on the globe. So that is another thing that's going to really change the game. Because when you train in the morning, you get it out of the way. And you're not getting it out of the way because you don't want to do it, but you're getting it out of the way because if you have to train in the afternoon, there's a few things that happens. It's like, one, you have a much higher chance of just skipping the gym altogether and not going because you're giving yourself more time to think about it. And I mean, that's really with anything. The more you think about something, the higher likely chance you have of not doing it. And also, when you go in the morning, you get it out of the way. Even if you really want to do it, if you get it out of the way in the morning, that pretty much eliminates the possibility of something coming up in your day that takes away from you being able to go to the gym. You're also going to feel just way better in the morning if you train in the morning. So, I mean, I don't know why people will not just go to bed a little earlier, to get up a little earlier, to go to the gym in the morning. Like, it makes no sense to not do that. But if that's not you, then train in the afternoon. If that, you do feel better after you've eaten more if you train later. But if that's messing with your consistency, then training in the morning is just going to be so much better. And another thing is that when you train in the morning, you're going to be more consistent because you have less excuses to skip the gym. And if you ever do have a time where you're like, oh, should I go or should I not? Always go, because there's always a chance that something's going to come up at a later date in the week and you're not going to be able to go to the gym. So if you just go on the days that you know for sure you were able to go, then go and just do it. Next thing is start eating healthier, dude. Like, I mean, I already kind of talked about this, but like, what are you stuffing your face with, dude? Like, think about all the foods that you're eating and just think to yourself, is this stuff really pushing you towards your goals? And the answer is probably not. And that doesn't mean you have to be like, oh, I need to eat healthy on every single meal and be all strict about it and tweak out. Like, you don't have to do that. You can still have occasional cheat meals. You can still eat pretty lax, but eat healthier foods and don't stuff your face with calories, okay? Have a consistent calorie basis. Build yourself a plan. If you don't know how to, you can go contact me on Instagram at Kieran Gambrell. The link should be in the description and in the pinned comment below. And we can work one-on-one to get you where you need to be. But even if you do know how to make a plan, then dude, just go build a quick little diet plan, and go do that. And you can even build like a really good diet plan with ChatGPT if you want to, with just some basic information. And as long as you have the proper mindset to be able to stick to it, as long as you know how to get past your roadblocks, as long as you know how to make changes when changes need to be made, then you're going to be on point and you're going to be able to make amazing progress. But it is very important to keep in mind that you could have the best training program, you could have the best diet program, but if you don't have the right mindset, if you don't have the right habits, you don't have the right routine, you're never going to stick to it and you're never going to be able to accomplish that aesthetic physique that you really want. Because habits are everything. But here's the thing, is like you get habits by being disciplined. And you only become disciplined by having some kind of motivation. So to get that motivation, you need to create some kind of pain and some kind of pleasure in your life. Okay, so something you want is something you're running away from. And no matter what the thing is that's really motivating you, it always comes down to one basic thing when it comes to human nature. And I'm going to give you guys an example. So like, say that you really want a car, okay? I want an AMG GTS. That's my next car that I'm going to be purchasing. And even when I wanted my C63, when I wanted my 350Z, my LS400, my STI, whatever it may be, I always wanted that car because getting that car represented something. Getting that car represented that I was able to push through hard struggles, that I was in a better position in my life, that I was a new kind of person, that I had the car, and all the things that the car represented gave me confidence, and it made me feel more like I was enough. Okay, so that was my pleasure, and the pain was the exact inverse of the pleasure. Not feeling enough, not having the car, not feeling confident enough, being in a bad life situation, being in a bad physique situation. And it's like, let me think of the best way to say this for you. Just, you don't have to come up with two completely different pains and pleasures. They can be the same thing, because like I said earlier, how the pain and pleasure is just the inverse of something. The want, when you have a want for something, you have the want for it, and then you have the opposite, the pain of, well, the pleasure of the want, and also the pain is the want, because you don't want to feel the want. So you have the want, and then you have the want, and then you have the the want to not feel the want. So the number one thing that makes people not like motivated or get burnt out or fall off is because instead of going for the want, going for the pleasure, what people end up doing is they just tell themselves that they don't really want it that bad, and they get rid of it. Because what does that do? That still solves the problem. You still get rid of the pain, but it doesn't completely solve the problem, because the pleasure goes away because you just got rid of the pain. That's, it's really important to have both sides of that equation, because if you only have one of them, then you end up losing them all, and you don't ever get to where you want to be. But when you really want something, like I said before, no matter what it is, it always comes back down to you just wanting to feel enough, and you wanting to feel like you're confident, you're not insecure about anything, and that you're in a good, comfortable life position. And I mean, it really goes for the same thing with your physique. It's like, the reason you want a better physique is because you want to feel like you're enough. That aesthetic physique represents something. It represents the pain you have pushed through. It represents your consistency. It represents what kind of person you are. It represents that you do what you say you're gonna do. And when you don't have it, that's the inverse. Not having the physique represents that you don't do what you need to do, that you don't have confidence, that you're insecure, that you're not happy with yourself, that you're in a bad position in life. Because if you have a bad physique, the chances are you're going to have a bad position in life, because you are never going to, your heights are never going to exceed the level of your personal development. You'll never be able to achieve goals higher than how high you are personally developed. And just because someone like Elon Musk can be fat and look like shit and be successful does not mean that everybody can, okay? He's a one in everybody in the entire world. So stop comparing yourself to all these people that are rich that look awful and have terrible habits, okay? Most of those people were either born into some sort of money, or born into something, or they had some sort of extreme help that allowed them to get there while still being at a really low personal developed level. And here's the thing, is that even those people that are like really successful in maybe monetary value, because just having money is not success, those people that don't have any personal development, they're not happy. And then people always say, oh, well, rich people aren't happy. Rich people still off themselves. Money doesn't make you happy. It's like, money only makes you happy is if you use it for the things that make you happy. So you need to improve yourself. You need to spend money on things that are going to make you better. A gym membership, healthier food, more knowledge, more information, whatever it may be that's going to better yourself and going to turn you into the person that you need to be. That is what you should be spending your money on. Not on things that are just going to make you feel good for a little bit. Because I want you to really think about this. It's like, say you want to buy something that's really going to help you, but you can't afford it because, your stuff's expensive nowadays. Okay, you're going to end up spending that money on other stuff, and you damn sure know that. Like, you're going to spend it on snacks, you're going to spend it on food, or you're going to spend it on gadgets, things you choose, trinkets, things you don't need. If you just put that money aside and spend it into investing in yourself, not only are you going to feel better about yourself, and you're going to take away pains for things that don't matter, which is going to take away pleasures for things that don't matter, remember that. But you're going to become so much of a better person, and not just like morally, but like and the things you're able to accomplish, that you're going to make that money back and more. Because now you're the kind of person that can do literally anything. Like, I hope this is clicking for you guys the way it clicks for me, because this was something that I finally was able to put into words, and it finally made me realize, like, connect with all the times in the past where I've gotten burnt out and fallen off, is because I always lost sight of what I wanted and what I was going away from. Because this pain and pleasure idea is like, it's not a new idea, but the way I'm putting it into words is something that I hope that you guys can really understand. Because I'm having a bit of a brain fart right now, but I'm also trying to think of a better way to say this. It's like, when you lose sight of the pain and pleasure, there are always going to be other pain and pleasures that come into play. And when you have a really big goal, what's like the number one thing that gets in the way the most? Procrastination, okay? We are all procrastination machines from our childhood, from school, from TikTok brain, from whatever it may be. It has been beaten inside of us. But when we get rid of procrastination brain and we become disciplined brain like me, that is how you start to level up. And the only way to become disciplined brain is by understanding these important concepts. And the next important concept I want you to understand is that procrastination is so much deeper than you really think it is. Because procrastination is really just, it's deeper, but it's also shallow. Like, it's really just pain and pleasure. Because when you need to do something, what typically happens? Like, when you start procrastinating, you start trying to do something else that's going to take your mind off it. So you're trying to get rid of that pain so that the pleasure will go away, right? But then also, sometimes when we feel really motivated, all of a sudden we get hit with this big wave of tiredness, or this big wave of needing to relax. And what happens? Most people will opt to go to sleep, or to relax, or to scroll. Now, I want you to listen very closely. So you need to do something, but you start to get a little tired and you start to procrastinate. The reason you're getting tired and you're procrastinating is because your brain subconsciously is identifying that, well, if I really need to hit this goal, and I know this goal is going to take a lot of mental effort, and I'm going to have to push forward really hard to actually hit this goal, if I go to sleep, I'm going to have more energy, and I'm going to be able to hit the goal better. And while that's true, you are more disciplined when you have slept better. That is literally how the brain works. You have a new pain and pleasure that comes arise. So you become tired. Now the pain is that you're tired, and the pleasure would be feeling not tired. And you know that if you go and accomplish the goal of sleeping, then that pain is going to go away and that pleasure is going to be accomplished. So what is you literally just accomplished a goal by procrastinating. And that's one of the things that makes procrastinating such a problem, is because it still registers as a goal in our subconscious that we just conquered. But it doesn't register it as a deep goal. It's like the same thing when you go and jerk off and you go beat it. You go watch some porn. It's like your subconscious is accomplishing some kind of goal, all right? You're nutting. You're reproducing. But you know that you're not doing that. You know that there's no actual woman there. Or if you're a woman watching this, there's no man there. It's like, you know that there's not another person with you. So you know that the goal you're accomplishing is not a real goal. And when you're accomplishing all these fake goals, you start to lose track of what goals even are and what a real goal even feels like to accomplish. Because all you know is that whenever you accomplish a goal, you just feel guilty and you feel a whole lot of nothing. And then the only goal that does make you feel good is just sleeping, because that's the strongest one, because that's something that you do actually need. But that doesn't fix the problem. And that's not me saying that you should be super hardhead, like, oh, I don't sleep, I just get the shit done I need to get done. Like, you need sleep, obviously, 7 to 9 hours a night. But when you have to get things done, you have to get things done. So the only reason that you don't have enough time to sleep or enough time to do the stuff that you're doing is because you're not managing your time right. what are you doing with your time? Like, go to your screen time and look. You're probably scrolling a lot more than you really think you are. Or you're probably walking in circles, making a mess and picking it back up type shit. It's like, you don't need to be doing that. So many things that you can fix. I mean, seriously, I need this lemonade. But this video is 23 minutes so far. I'm going to make some cuts where I pause. That way you guys don't have to sit and watch me thinking. And I have to go to bed. But the gist of the story is, you can fix your life, okay? It's going to be a little difficult, but it's not going to be as hard as you might think it is. Sleep better. Morning routine. Include your journaling in that. Some lemon water with pink salt in the morning with ice. Start going to the gym. And if you're already going to the gym, stop scrolling in the gym. Do some real training. Start eating healthier and build yourself a bit of a diet. And win. Level up. It's your turn to finally shine. Because I know you don't want to continue living the way you are. And how do I know that? How can I say that with 100% certainty? It's because you are still watching this video. You still want to change. And I know it's possible that you can do it. If I could do it, you can do it. Okay? But you got to make some changes. You got to start doing something different. So, tell me, what are you going to do different? And what are you going to change? How are you going to fix your life? However you want to write it, just write it. Drop it in the comments below. I love hearing my viewers comment stuff and just see what they say. I always respond to all of them. And once again, if you are really lost, or even if you're somewhat dialed but you just aren't making the progress you want, and you really want to move forward, or you really want to build that dialed life, you really want that aesthetic physique, you really just want to become more, shoot me a DM. Let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do so we can get you to the life you want, because you deserve it. We all deserve it. Be kind, help others, go tell someone close to you that you love them, and have a good night's rest. Peace out, guys. Hope you have a good one.